So guys, sorry for the disturbance because we are new. We did this setup, so error can be happen.
I think we are Umar, and now we are live on YouTube. Can you confirm?
So let me check. Yes, we are live on YouTube. Thank you, Umar, for checking. So we are not live on Facebook.
So, wait.
Umar is updating about the viewers that Facebook is taking to the big maker, but I think we are not live yet on any other platform other than the YouTube. I think we are not yet live at Facebook.
Shoaib, I think now we are live on Facebook. I
I think Umar can confirm this. He's helping us out throughout the session. Yes, now we are live on Facebook. So welcome everyone. After 5 minutes of hustle, we are finally live on Facebook and YouTube. So CyberPanel team is here to discuss the speed optimization hacks today. A little bit about Lightspeed Cache and database optimization. Okay, so we have CyberPanel founder with us, Usman Nasir. So over to you.
yes, thank you, Shoaib. And sorry, guys, we were just it was our first time using Big Marker, so we were figuring out how to go live at the same time on both Facebook and YouTube. So basically, we are going to talk about WordPress optimization. Shwe will be talking about how they can best use Lightspeed Cache. However, I am most interested on the database side. So I will be discussing the database side of the WordPress, specifically the WP options table, because mostly I noticed that people uh, over optimize the front end, specifically JavaScript and CSS optimizations, but they don't take care much about the back end. So, Sheba, if you are ready, uh, you can go ahead.
Okay, so in this session we will discuss basically about the features of Lightspeed Cache. Lightspeed Cache is a dedicated cache plugin from the Lightspeed web servers. Lightspeed offer even on server level optimization using server Lightspeed Cache with your web server. So this is a, I think, 100% compatibility with any plugin and web server, because light speed work on the that level. None of other plugin, none of other cache plugin work with any web server like Lightspeed Cache is working with Lightspeed web server. So today we will discuss some features of Lightspeed. Let me share my screen so I can show that how will it work. Okay, so here I deployed a site on CyberPanel using CyberPanel WordPress Manager, and I already set up all the things, so it will be easy to more focus on Lightspeed Cache feature. So let me install Lightspeed Cache on this site. So
Sheba, I cannot hear you anymore.
sorry,
I cannot hear you anymore.
uh, can you hear me now?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. So can you? My screen is visible for all.
Hopefully, someone can confirm from in the comment section. I'm not sure the comments on the Facebook will be coming here on Big Marker or not.
I think we will cover all the question at the end of this session, because we will answer the questions one by one. First, let
Yes,
us
and
clear the things,
you can
and then
ask
we
the
will answer every each and every question.
you can ask any questions on the Facebook as well.
I didn't get that.
I mean, they can ask questions on Facebook as well, and we can answer that too.
Yeah. So you can see Lightspeed Cache have 4 million plus active installation. So one thing that I want to mention here, uh, Lightspeed Cache not only work with Lightspeed web server, but if you are using the QUIC CDN, you can also use Lightspeed Cache with its full feature, Lightspeed on its boost. So let me install Lightspeed Cache on this site. Basically, in this session, we will cover all the features that are listed in the menu for Lightspeed Cache. So Lightspeed Cache, once Lightspeed Cache is installed, you can see here that there are a lot of options for Lightspeed Cache, and here are all of the options that Lightspeed Cache provide to its user. So Lightspeed Cache break down thing in each and every section. Like they provided the cache section, then CDN section, image optimization, page optimization, database crawler, and these things. Like dashboard is just for the to show the all stat, like what optimization are done on your uh, site, using Lightspeed server and what you need to do. Let me check. I have to. So here are the sets. Like these are the type that you can use by default. Like select anyone from these, and you can these setting will be imported on your Lightspeed Cache plugin, and you can use that for your site. One of the cool feature that a lot of people miss about Lightspeed Cache, like if you are a developer and you want to optimize your sites, like you want a one setting that you can apply for all of your Lightspeed Cache plugin. Like some people are only following one page builder, and they can add a set of plugin, and they need a defined set of optimization for all of their site. So Lightspeed Cache offer a feature that called import export. You can make a setting on one of your site, export that setting, and you can use all those settings to all of your sites. So this one is a cool feature that a lot of people miss, and they have to do all the setting on each and every site of their. So in general tab, you can enable the upgrade. Like if you want to Lightspeed Cache to do the upgrade automatically, you can. This is the domain key that you will get once you will add the plugin. They will ask you to get a domain key. You Once you click the add domain key button, in few seconds the domain key will be added in your account. In this tab, you can also link your QUIC Cloud. Like I mentioned in the start, that you not only use Lightspeed Cache with the Lightspeed Cache web server, but you can also use, if you are using QUIC Cloud with any of web server. So this is the main thing that you can see when you are using any other web server. So here you can also enable guest mode. That will allow you to exclude many things. So guest optimization, you can use this feature as well. In tuning, you can, if you are using the guest mode in tuning, what you can do, you can exclude any of these platform. Like you, if you want to exclude the GT matrix, ping dom board, any of this you can remove from there, and you can set. Also you can set the guest mode IPs. Like if you are setting, if you want to use the guest mode for any specific IP set, so you can add the here. Now come to the important feature of Lightspeed Cache, that is cache. So here, when we start with the first tab of this menu bar, you will first see the basic cache option. This cache is like, if you enable this, cache will work. If you do not enable this, cache will not work on your site. So the basic cache of the website will be enabled from the this. So this is important for use of LS cache. If you want real cache hit like this, you can use the login. Sometimes people don't want to cache the uh, data of login user. So it depends upon you. If you want to enable cache for logged in user, you can use it. If you don't want to use, then. And next is the cache for commentator. Like if some one come on your site and added a comment, so you don't want pay to be cached. Like you want, if you are doing the live chat on the comment, like you are answering the comment on instant basis, then you can disable that. uh, like that, cache for REST API, login page, favicon, resources. I enabled all the caches because I want to use those, because I on this site I do not have a lot of data that I don't need to cache. So I enable all these features. Also, if you want to do any force, you cache URI, like if any page is not cached, so you want to do a force cache on that page, you can use this. Let's come to the TL. So basic TTL thing is what we set TL for the cache pages, private cache pages, force cache pages, and by default, the TTL set for the cache pages is for 1 week. Like this amount is written in the second. You can, if you convert this, this is about 1 week. Like this value is about 1 week. So this thing is about caching page according to uh, the TTL time. So this is okay. Like the by default time of 1 week is good for the caching TTL. And like this private cache is good. That is 30 minute. That is great, I think. By default this page offer a lot of optimization already, because I show you in the previous page, because we have a recommended thing applied on the recommended plan of Lightspeed Cache that is applied on the this plan. So purge, I think it is good to purge and upgrade, because in this the tab you can do, like if you want to do all the pages caches after update, you want only any of like you want to only purge post pages on the upgrade, you can do that. You can purge the pages, any specific page can be added from here. So exclude is another cool feature of Lightspeed Cache. Like if you have any page that you don't want to enter while taking the cache by Lightspeed Cache, you can enter the URL here. You can, if you have any query you want to, if you have any category, like people have some category like live chat, yeah, live. Live commits, you have commit like you have a category like it, like you have a live logs in which you don't want to take the caches things on the cache, so you can do same on the tags, cookies, user and agent, or any role. So here is the edge side includes setting. First of all, this is a very cool feature. A lot of people don't know much about this. All the detail written here. So ESI cache or ESI setting, I always used to enable that because it make your thing more fast than the other cache thing. So I will recommend to enable this in order to use that, like in order to maximize the results of Lightspeed cache. Object cache, this is one thing that is a very important thing, and a lot of people ask about this. So why they use object cache? Object cache is a thing that you enable you to for the database cache as well. So object cache, like there are two type of object cache that Lightspeed cache is dedicatedly offering. One is memed cache and other one is Redis cache. And Lightspeed cache offer both on the one page. So anyone that you want to use any of the object cache that you want to use for your site, you can enable from this tab, the object tab in the Lightspeed cache. So if you want to enable the there are two things that we have to understand in case of CyberPanel. First of all, CyberPanel offer you to install CyberPanel UI. You can move toward the application, and from there you can add the readers. But the most important thing that you have to enable before using the object cache, that is the readers extension or meme extension, meme cache instruction. If you didn't enable the PHP extension for readers or named cache, you will unable to use the object cache. So this is the most important thing, yeah, that you have to take care while you are using readers or named cache. One thing that I want to mention, that a lot of people got confused with that. When you want to use readers cache, you come to this Lightspeed cache, object cache tab, but still you are unable to use the readers. Readers is enabled, but still connection does not show past. The reason for that, this method need to change according to use of your object cache. Like if you want to use memed cache, then click on meme cache and will enable the memed cache. And if you want to use readers cache, move on the readers cache and will enable. Another thing that you must have to take care while setting up the object cache, that is the port, because both things work on different port. Named cache work on 11211 port, but the readers on the other hand work on 6379 port. So while you are setting the object cache, make sure you will take care of these things. The object cache you want to use, you will set up the setting of Lightspeed cache according to your need, like you are using Redis or named cache. And one of the cool thing about the Lightspeed cache, because with other cache plugin, most of the cache plugin do not offer the object cache like Redis and meme itself, but Lightspeed cache also help you to cover the lot of plugin thing here as well. Because if you are using any other cache, you have to use another plugin read for readers or named cache. But in case of Lightspeed cache, you don't have to do that. Browser cache is you allow your site to take care of the cache on the browser level of user. So you can turn on this if you want to your user to, if you think that your user are coming back and back on your site, so that should be cache on their browser as well. One thing that I want to change here, because here the cache limit is set as 52 weeks. I think this is a big detail to cover thing. So let's set up. I think 2 days or 3 days will be good for this. Uh, in the advanced tab, you can work on the cookies. Also, if you want to improve the HTTP to HTTPS compatibility, you can do that. Now come toward the CDN uh, cloud sorry, Lightspeed Cache officially use the QUI CDN. Lightspeed Cache, Lightspeed Web Server, and QUI CDN are tightly bound with each other. So use of Lightspeed Web Server with QUI CDN and with Lightspeed Cache is a great combination to speed up your site as much as you want to do. So let's move to that page. Meantime, my page is refreshing. I am reading a comment about the meme cache or readers cache. Personally, I use readers cache. Okay, let's come toward the I already explained a lot of things about the QUIC Cloud and CDN. So I already enabled the QUIC Cloud for my site. So here you can see CDN mapping is enabled. So I don't have to do a lot of things. CDN mapping will take care of things automatically as well. All the URLs I added here, so everything will be uh, checked properly, and also the most important directories are also added in the CDN automatically. So you don't have to take care of each and everything manually. A lot of things that are Lightspeed Cache is taking care of. Also, here you can see that you can set up QUIC Cloud from here, the count of QUIC Cloud to use and many things. You can also use Cloudflare with the QUNC, but you have to do some. You have to add some record here, and you have to manage some things manually as well. So the next thing is image optimization. The main thing that will give you the 100% and a lot of speed optimization is image optimization in the Lightspeed Cache work out of box with the QUIC Cloud, because a lot of plugins are not offering the image optimization. They are offering the JS, CSS, these type of optimization, but in the Lightspeed Cache you will get the image optimization with the help of cloud QUIC Cloud. So this is a very cool and great feature of Lightspeed Cache, that they are offering all things on the one tab, their one tab, like they are managing each and everything from here. You can send the images for optimization. You can check here. You can see that you, if you anytime you want to clean all the optimized image and you want the original you can do that as well. Also, this one is a very cool feature that you can set a auto request. Like if you want to add more and more image on your site and you want to do optimize those image automatically, so what you can do, you can enable the auto chrome. What that chrome will do, whenever you upload any image on your site, they will, the Lightspeed Cache functions will take care of that, and that will be optimized automatically. So here are some things that people look for: CSS settings, JSS settings, HTML, media, mm, and these. I think these three tabs are most important for a WordPress user, other than all of these. So basically, in CSS setting, you will see CSS minify, and one more thing, CSS combine, CSS, this one. So what CSS minify will do, it will minify your files, your CSS, and it will optimize the CSS level. And also, if you want to combine all the files and inline this CSS, Lightspeed Cache will do that as well. A lot of other cache plugins do this, but Lightspeed Cache dedicatedly offer this as well. Also, this is load CSS asynchronously. This feature will help you, but sometime what a user will get, why disable this feature, because sometimes user visit on your site, CSS upload on your size in a asynchronous way. Like they need, they try to increase the time to first byte. So in that case, user will not get a fine preview in its first visit. So the fine preview will take some time. So for that reason I make that disable. Also, I don't want to combine the external and internal all the CSS into inline, so I disable this as well. I think these two are the basic version and basic optimization that anyone can understand, and I enable that as well. Like CSS optimization, uh, Lightspeed Cache also offer the JS minify combine of JS and the optimization. This one is the cool feature of like the CSS asynchronous optimization. They are offering defer, delay, or off. Like in defer mode, this data JS data will be available, but in delay mode, the JS data will be delayed. Like the JS function will work after the clean and neat and clean preview. So I add this as a deferred mode, and I prefer this to use as a deferred mode. Like the CSS JS Lightspeed Cache also allow you do HTML minification. Lazy load is just like the asynchronous of CSS. Like lazy load, if you have a lot of images on your site, and that will cause the slowness of your site. So what you can enable the lazy load of images. That will disturb the preview, but will increase the speed. So if you are a fan of this, you can use this. Excluding media, you can exclude any image that you don't want to add in lazy load. Like you have logos, you have a banner of your site, you have some advertising images, so you can exclude here. Like Gravita cache, you can do this as well. Lightspeed offer this feature as well. In tuning, you can exclude the JS files. Like you, if you don't want to do the optimization on any of JS file, you can use there. You don't want to use JS for deferred and delay, you can exclude that. Like the CSS tuning and JS tuning, both are same thing. You can exclude anything, yet you don't want to do the cache. Like you can exclude the CSS files, you can exclude the JSS file. The if I tell you a summary, Lightspeed Cache offer you the full optimization with full control. Like if you want to do CSS, JSS, image optimization, anything you want to optimize, you can do optimize. But like you have 100 images. Out of those 100, you don't want to do the two image optimization. You want only 98 image optimization. You can do that. You can exclude those two images in the media exclude, and you can optimize all of the images. Like if you have a 10 files of CSS, so you can optimize 8, you can exclude 2. So Lightspeed Cache allows you to do and to play in 100%. Like you don't have to do anything about it. Although we have another session on the database optimization, but I will give a short introduction about the Lightspeed Cache data optimization type. You can clean the post revision, the drafts, the spam comments, trash posts. Like these things affect the database a lot, and Lightspeed Cache help you to do this a lot. And also you can set any of database optimization, like revision maximum number will be 20. After that, that will be auto clean. So if you want to do like any crawl for the cache, you can do from here. You can block list any URL from here. You can do other setting for crawler, like you can enable disable crawler sitemap. You can also customize the sitemap here. So these are the some functions that you can use and you can use for the optimization of your site. This is a Lightspeed Cache toolbox that will help you a lot in checking what you can purge, what you cannot purge, what when you need to purge, you can the import export setting that I already discussed. You can use that from here as well. You can view ATXS. If you want to change anything, here is the whole of your ATXS. You can enable the front control of heartbeat. You can check the reports of your site, also the debug setting, log views, and also sometimes of Lightspeed team offers some beta feature that you can ask Lightspeed team for the beta feature access and things like that. So these are the things that we have to cover, and we have to discuss about the Lightspeed cache. Now our next session will be about the database optimization. Although a lot of things are covered in the Lightspeed Cache plugin, but somehow database optimization need more optimization. Like we have to do a lot on the database, because database is one of the more and core feature, core thing. Sorry, core thing to that affect on your site, that can be disturb your speed of your site, that can be affected for the users of your site. So Usman, can you hear me? Yes,
Yes,
over to you.
thank you very much, Shoaib. And before I proceed further, I would like to tell that if anyone wants to join and ask live questions, I can see that the software also have an option for the attendees to go live. So you can join and ask live questions as well. Shoaib have explained the inside of LS Cache plugin really nicely, and I want to talk about uh, the database side of the WordPress, mainly WP options table. So most of the time, what happens is all of you are focusing on the front end optimization, such as JavaScript and CSS optimization, but you don't take into account the server side processing or database side processing, which is very important at the same time, because most of the work is being carried out on the server side. And what developers do is they, I think I will share my screen because we have a great article around this topic. So, Shweb, can you see my screen?
Sorry, I didn't get you.
Can you see my screen?
No, it is not visible yet.
Are you sure?
No, your screen is not visible yet. Yes, it is now.
Okay. So, if you guys can see my screen, so if I like to put the whole web request in simple words, so it is just a client requesting a web page from server. So obviously most of the processing is happening on the server side, especially database execution of PHP. The one thing that Lightspeed Cache take care of is that if your page is cache hit, uh, your web application is not doing any of the server side processing like executing PHP or executing database queries. So all what is happening is since there is a cache hit, the Lightspeed web server is sending web page to the client browser. But in case there is not a cache hit, so there is whole lot of database processing that happens on the back end. This is basically a WP options table of a demo WordPress site, and this contains like your site URL, home URL, and other basic details. And we have written a very comprehensive article around this topic. So what happened is usually the plugin developers, what they do is they don't create separate tables for their plugins. They use native WordPress tables. So sometimes obviously they use the WP options table as well. And what happens is the WP option table, there is a term which is called auto loaded data. So as you can see here, that auto loaded data is basically the data which loads on every web request. So if I refresh this page and there is no cache hit, it means that auto loaded data, whatever the size of the data is, like if it is 1 MB, 2 MB, 3 MB, so it is being loaded with each request, which is not a good thing. The ideal size should be 300 kbs to 1 MB. This is just explaining that what causes the auto-loaded data. As I was saying, that some plugin authors do is they use WP options table. So you can very easily, because most of the caching plugins will not take care of this specific aspect for you. So what you can easily do is inside CyberPanel, all you can do is click on PHP and it will take you to the PHP admin dashboard where you can see all your databases. So this is the database, and I am in the WP options table. Since it is a demo site, the table is not that long. So what you can do is you can run some SQL queries and see how large is your auto-loaded data size. So for example, if I run this query, I will be able to know that how huge is my auto-loaded data. This is the size, and obviously, since this is a demo site, the size is not that huge. So you have to check using this query that what is the size of your auto-loaded data. Then there are various ways, and you can do like sorting of by finding out the top, like which plugin. It is like hidden and try. So what I found out while I was doing this on one of the client site is, as you can see, it is very small text, but as you can see, the rewrite rules is taking a lot of data. And I think this comes from rank math or some rewrite rules plugin. And you can easily avoid this. You can use native rewrite rules. So if you need to do any URL rewriting, you can easily use rewrite rules, because CyberPanel supports Open Lightspeed and Lightspeed Enterprise, and Open Lightspeed also support most of the rewrite rules. So you can use this box and enter your uh, rewrite rules rather than using any WordPress plugin, which will be increasing your auto-loaded data. And eventually, what happen is, even if you uninstall those plugins, some plugin authors do not remove that auto-loaded data. So obviously that remains there. I In one of the client site, I also noticed that some plugins were removed and auto-loaded data was still there. So you have to, I mean, take care of this. This is really important WordPress table. So make sure that your auto-loaded data is as less as possible. You can use this comprehensive guide. We have mentioned various queries here, like which plugin is using the WP option table, and which key or values are taking a lot of space. And if that plugin is not used anymore, then you can, delete that entry from your WordPress site. So this way your backend will also be fast. So like when your server is under heavy processing, like for example you have 10,000s or more visitors visiting your site, then you need your backend to be fast as well. So make sure that your auto loaded data is less and you optimize this table. And in some of our next sessions we will also be discussing, since we have recently introduced the Apache feature, in which on the front end, obviously it is open Lightspeed, but on the back end there is Apache. So obviously you get all the good features that come with Apache, and then you also get the speed that comes with open Lightspeed. So if you have any questions, uh, feel free to ask. I think there were some questions. Uh, they were on. Let me check. So one of the user asked the question that I need some help with an issue about sending emails with Amazon SES and CyberPanel. So even though the session is about something else, you can uh, I can briefly explain that you can create an account on Amazon AWS. We also have a detailed video about this as well. So you can. I'm not sure of what DNS you are using. So you can add the records provided to you by Amazon SES, configure those records in your DNS provider, and then you will be able to send emails from uh, SES. So another question was Lightspeed caching based on Redis or what the backend source? No, Lightspeed caching does not relies on Redis or Memcache. Memcache and Redis are for database, and Lightspeed cache is web server level caching. So they are basically two different things. And if there is a cache hit with Lightspeed web server, so even Redis will not be invoked because Redis is invoked when there is backend processing. And okay, can we talk about technical things from CyberPanel? Yes, hopefully in future we will have more technical sessions as well. WordPress on Docker is much faster and free. You can also deploy WordPress on Docker using CyberPanel as well, but obviously it is a bit complex for new users. So I think these are the questions I got. So if there are any further questions from the attendees or on Facebook, feel free to ask. Okay, so I see another question. I am facing an issue that on staging server the plugin disabled in seconds by WCLI. Maybe your production server is slow because obviously it is receiving actual web traffic. So it might be slow due to that. Check if your production server have enough resources. So I think if no one has any further question, we can conclude this session. Obviously, this was our first session using big markers, so it did not go as expected. But in future, You can also suggest some sessions and also ask live questions as well. So thank you guys. Thank you for joining and see you next time.